Hey everyone, welcome back to another Tale of Two Sales where we break down two properties, one that did really well and one as a seller, and then one that needed to learn from their mistakes. So let's break it down and go into the video right now. Let's
Sales.
go.
So we are looking at from today, which is February 5th. We are going back to Thursday, January 29th, and we are looking at all over Ottawa, including some of the outskirts, Rockland, and all that stuff. So first things first, we're going to start off with less than 95% of asking price or a listing price, whatever. And then we're going to go to our results. So we have 36 matches, so 36 homes sold below 95%. So 36 buyers got a 5% discount or more. So let's take a look who got the best deal and what happened. Okay, so this one here is the one that stood out to me the most. I did take a look at these before I jumped on just so I could have some background. But we can take a look at a few, but this one is the main one that really stood out to me. 944 Muskoka Avenue. 6 days on market, sold firm. First thing I thought to myself was, okay, somebody made a firm offer with a heavy discount and the sellers were motivated and they jumped on it, right? So 1.25 million and it dropped down to 1.178. So that's a huge discount, right? Let's take a look at the photos quick. Pretty decent home on the outskirts, or on the outside, sorry. Inside is dated, but it's a large home. It actually looks in decent shape. I mean, the kitchen needs this is all super dated, but at some point this is a luxury home, right? At some point in time, not today, not 10 years ago, not 20 years ago. At some point in time, it was a high-end home. Right now, it's just a big home that needs a lot of updating, but it is interesting. It is quite interesting. Let's take a look at the location. Oh God, look at that. Yeah, basement does need some work. Look at the neighbors, beautiful houses. So, and the reason why I was surprised by this is because of the neighborhood that it's in. And we are in, where are we? We're right off of Leicester, Liberal Park, Bremer Park, right off of Carlingwood. High-end area, right? Very high-end area, right off of Westboro. So you're gonna see like some high-end homes in this area. So what happened here? When I went down and I looked at the notes, sale price reflective of no cooperating commission being taken. So that is what happened there. That's why. So I don't know if this was an agent that was buying it for themselves and they said, you know what, I'm not going to charge myself commission. I just want a lower price. So I'm speculating here, but that is kind of what I think would happen. Um, but it's interesting. I mean, like this is more than like the commission was 2% that was being offered out, and they got 94% off. Or sorry, they sold to 94% of asking price, which is a 6% discount. So they still got 4% off for being firm. So this person that was buying it obviously knew what they were doing. They're comfortable with the home. They made an aggressive offer to get the home at that price. I'm assuming they're probably going to be doing some renos, so they wanted to get the most aggressive price possible to keep their costs down. Um, and that's kind of what happened here, right? Like to get a 6% discount on a 1.25 million house is pretty substantial, and to get that within 6 days of asking price, obviously, firm was one that changed the game right away. The next thing was how would they make the pricing work, and they made it work by reducing some of the commissions from the buying side, and there you have it. Like that really, like this is a great lot in that area. It's a 1952 built home, right? So we know that it's above ground square feet 2538. That's huge, and it's on a 94 by 128 lot. So this lot, it most likely could be severed, right? Like this is a prime lot to build like a couple of semis on. Like there is a lot to do here, right? You can do quite a bit. So I'm looking at a couple of different angles here, but if somebody's looking to tear this down and rebuild a massive home or rebuild a couple of semis and sell them for, a million to 1.3 each, that like right there, right? I don't know how much construction cost is going to cost in there, but that gives you um, the perfect example of why somebody would do this and why would a seller do this, right? Do they, I haven't run the info on what's the comparable properties, but like, if you're at 1.25, how much action were you actually getting, right? Maybe they did get a lot of action, right? And maybe they said, you know what, we're going to take the firm. We're not going to take any chances. We're going to get this to us is the best offer. The fact that there's no conditions, that means the house is sold immediately as soon as it's signed. So that's, they said, you know what, we're not taking any chances. We're not going to stay on the market. We don't know what's going to happen to the economy. We're going to accept it. Let's move on. And they did, right? And that's exactly what happened. This home, so these guys have owned it for a long time because there's no record of a previous listing. So they might be the original owners, might not be. Maybe they bought it before 1990. Like the system only tracks to like late 90s or something like that. So, but they've owned it for at least 25 years. So let's keep that in mind. So yeah, maybe they were just happy with it and wanted to move on, and that's okay. But that one really stood out to me. There's a couple other ones here, like this one here on Broadway, 142 Broadway. I'm not going to take too much of a deep dive in here, but let's just take a quick look at some of these higher price points. What happened? Because these are pretty dramatic. Like this is 130K off, 54 days on market, pretty nice home. It needs a ton of renos, which is fine, but this is like most homes in the glebe. This is not a surprising thing for anybody, but tiny kitchen. What is happening here? Yeah, this place needs you need to improve the layout on this home, which is going to be tough. Nice yard. It's right on Broadway, and oh yeah, it's a really nice spot. Really nice location. So this to me is a fantastic deal. Like look at that. Like you're right on the Queen Elizabeth Drive, right off Colonel By, right down there. You're not too close to the highway. You're not too close to Bank Street. I mean, you're a little bit close to Bronson, but you're not. No, it's right off that pocket, which I love. So that's nice. Yeah, I'm in love with the location. Right off Homewood, Lakeside, Old Sunset Boulevard. So yeah, you're in the really like Tulip Festival is all over here, right? So, um, yeah, really good walking. You're down the street from like this, like you go down here and you're at Lansdowne. So this one is a fantastic buy for somebody that wants to live there for a while. That's 54 days on market, and they've owned it for years. They listed it in 1996, sold it in a few days in 1996, whatever. All right, let's go back here. There's one more that I saw that was pretty wild. A Westboro fourplex right off of Winona on Picton. It's a dump, it looks like. Yeah, it's rough. Oh my God, look at that. Roof is destroyed. Not destroyed, but it's done. 136 days on market, 125K off. I mean, surprised it didn't go less than that, honestly. But somebody sees the attractiveness there. 59 foot lot by 99, so that is pretty nice. Where are they on the map? They're right off of Winona and Scott. You're literally right off Richmond Road, so really, really good area for somebody to rebuild or do something like that. All right, let's switch gears here. Let's go to who did something positive, right? Who won in this market over the last week? So 101 plus. So like if I go 100% or more, there was 43 homes that sold for 100% or more of asking. But let's go 101 plus. Because I don't want to like homes that sell at asking. It's great, but it's not like I want to see the outliers. I want to see what's happening with what, right? Like Sarah, like this one here. So I actually had a client interested in this one, and I looked at the comps on this one, and everything that sold recently was around the 1.4 mark. It was like 1.399, 1.4, and look at that. It's at 1.295 list price. They held offers, and they sold within 6 days. Firm, great lot, 92 by 200. The house needs some rentals, but it's in a great location in Greeley, or sorry, not Greeley, Manotick. So really, really like nice neighborhood, right in front of a park, like quite the nice home. These guys did really well because one, they had all their inspections done, so they're on septic and well. They had all their inspections done. They had a home inspection done. They held their open house on the weekend right after they listed, which is something I always recommend for sellers. And they had everything prepped and ready to go. So and they priced it aggressively. Like I think if they got 1.32, 1.3, they probably would have just kept moving forward, right? Like it's not like they're sitting there. I don't think they were thinking they were going to get 1.42. This is like a dream, right? Especially in this market. But they came very well prepared. So that is something that it's quite impressive. It's 3,100 square feet, 1986 built, so it's not too bad. The home itself is actually quite nice. Like it's on a beautiful lot. Let's go through the pictures here. Um, yeah, like it's livable. It's not like it's perfect, but it's a really good sized home. Like look at your lot. Like it's private, quiet trees, like quiet neighborhood, private trees, long laneway. Like you got tons and tons of space here, right? They did send us some photos of the summer pictures, but like this is really cool. Like the attic space, kind of like a hangout area, basement. Yeah, super impressive property, and I'm not surprised that it went over this. They did get actually, I think it was 5 offers from what I remember. So yeah, quite impressive. They did a really good job. They were well prepared, is what the sentiment was, and they had priced it aggressively. So let's go down to something. This one here too. This one went high. This one surprised me a little bit. 79 days on market. Like what happened? They bought in 2012 for 1.3 something, listed at 1.995, dropped it down in January 7th for 1.795. So they've been listed since November. Then on the 21st, so a couple of days, like a couple weeks after, so 2 weeks after their price drop, they got multiple offers, it looks like, because why would somebody pay over asking, right? So they had 1.795, 1.85. So there is still some hope, right? This is a massive lot, massive home, 66 by 234-foot lot. Very interesting. I thought that one was, I mean, that's very weird that it would sell like that, but it happens. Let's go to some of these smaller ones. So, end unit townhome on the market for 8 days, 599, sold for 612, and I'm assuming that's firm. No, conditional. Sold conditional after 2 days, and 6 days after that they sold firm. So good for them. Buyers were super ready. Obviously, they went right after it, jumped in on it 2 days in, made an offer, and got it done. So good for them. 599 list price, 612 happy medium. What else here? Knoxdale, my old neck of the woods. 619, 1 day on market, sold for 640. Really well priced. That is it. Really well priced for that neighborhood. Really well priced. There's nothing too special about this. Like it's a nice house, but it was priced perfectly. Like it's got some rough stuff, right? Like the floors aren't that great, the rooms are whatever, but to be 600K ish, right? 600K ish in the city, like you're right off Knoxdale, right off Baseline, Knoxdale and Woodruff. Busier road. I know that. Yeah, like it's a little bit interesting, but um, yeah, they did really well. 619 and got 20K over. So very interesting, but good opportunity for somebody. Um, do we have anything else that's good? Not really. Um, this is actually, there was a few here that weren't selling. Yeah, 99 days on market. Here we go again. So 429 list price in October, dropped down to 415, sold. So they dropped the price since November, and then in January you saw them compete, obviously, because there's no way somebody's offering if there's not more than one offer. They got 20K, so they actually got this is a really good one, right? Like this is, the sellers got lucky a little bit because they waited out the market. But this is a decent home. It's nice, well appointed. Sold for 420. Pretty decent layout. Yeah, it's nice. It's been updated. These are older condo towns, but like this is nice to be right in the city. Like you are right off of Mooney's Bay, right off of Riverside Drive. Like you're right in there. So very interesting stuff. I do like that one quite a bit. Condo fees are a bit high. And that's it. So I'm going to wrap up right there. I'm going to do it again next week, and the week after that, I'm going to keep doing it until we find some great deals, till we see what's happening, so we know what is happening in the market. If there's a specific home you want me to check out, feel free to drop in the comments. If it's a home in your neighborhood or something like that you're curious about, you want me to review, let's take a look at it. But you can see here, well-prepared sellers did really well, and then people that were just sitting on the market, overpriced, not pricing well, were doing terribly and had to learn from their mistakes, but they ended up accepting offers. So keep that in mind. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day.